For you to become a successful rabbit farmer, there are a few steps that you need to follow to become one. And rabbit breeding or rabbit mating is just one of the components that you need to follow. It's unfortunate that very many farmers or very many people out there do not know what exactly to do when it comes to rabbit mating or rabbit breeding. And that is the reason as to why I chose to actually do this particular video today. In rabbit farming, for you to become a successful farmer, there are a couple of things that you need to note. And having a continuous or a sustainable number of kids on your farm every single month. And you cannot have a continuous flow of kids on your farm every single month unless you understand the breeding process. There are farmers out there who keep asking, hey Dennis, I've had this rabbit for about 40 days and we thought it was pregnant, but well, it hasn't given us any kids. Now, the problem could have actually occurred from the beginning. They don't know the entire process of actually mating a rabbit, and it is very important that you watch this particular video until the end. So, without further ado, let's go straight into that. Well, I'm glad you're still watching The Duke's Farm. If you're new here, kindly subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on different social media platforms at Dennis Duke Huge. If you need any trainings, if you need any consultations in terms of rabbit farming or starting up a farm, please don't hesitate to contact me on those particular numbers or write to me on my email at dukesmedia12 at gmail.com, and I'll be responding to you. So today we want to understand the breeding process. Now, in rabbit farming, rabbits take the shortest gestation period. 30 days, you have kids. I know a lot of people out there have advised farmers that on the same day the rabbit gives birth, you can take it back for breeding. Yes, I know rabbits have that capability. They can even get pregnant on the same day, just a few minutes or hours after they've just kindled or given birth. But if you want to maintain a steady supply of kids and to have healthy looking animals on your farm, please wait at least for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is good time. You'll have given the rabbit some time to, regain its strength and so be able to carry on the next pregnancy. So we want to delve into what do you do when you are actually breeding your rabbits. So the first things you do is to understand whether this rabbit is ready for breeding. Rabbits ideally take roughly around 4 months. By 4 months, a rabbit is ready for breeding, or it's ready to actually give you its first kids. But also, I recommend farmers, if you can wait up to around 5 months. 5 months is a good time because this rabbit is now strong enough. At 4 months, it is ready, that is true. You can actually serve it and it can give you kids. But for you to get good, healthy looking kids, I'd advise you wait until 5 months. But well, every farmer has their own choices. Every farmer has their own calculations. So I don't understand your calculation. Your calculation could be different from mine. So I am not saying you should wait until 5 months. I'm just saying it would have been much better if you waited until 5 months. One other thing that you need to know is that as much as they say at 4 or 5 months a male rabbit is ready for breeding, I also advise that you wait until maybe 7 months. At 7 months, it will give you good, healthy looking kids. That's for the male, rabbits. Another thing you should also need to know is when breeding these rabbits, you should do it in the morning. Please do it in the morning and also in the evening, because then weather conditions during these times is very, calm a bit and friendly, as opposed to when it's sunny and the weather is not good, because these also operate under a minimum kind of weather. They love cool temperatures. So you'd want to serve your female rabbit to the male rabbit during morning and of course evening hours. In a day, do it 2 times. For the males, please, you can serve them one day. You can make this, male rabbit work for you in the entire day and give it another day to rest. Do not do it every other single day. That's why the proportion of male rabbits to female is 1 to 4. So if you have 4 rabbits in a day, one male can service all of them. But do not do it daily, like today and then tomorrow and then the other day. No, you'll be actually making it tired, and the offsprings it may not even help you in the long run, because it won't be having as enough energy as you need. So today if you service it, wait tomorrow, the other day you service, okay? Another thing why we choose, or why I'm talking so much about the male, is because most times, in fact, if not all the offsprings you get are usually determined by the male. So anything that you play around, anything if you temper with the male, you're going to get bad breeds or bad offsprings. Usually we recommend you get strong giant males, because the offsprings will equally be giant. You can be having, a small, female rabbit, and then you have a giant male, you'll get good offsprings. So how do you know that actually a rabbit, or both the male and the female rabbits, are actually ready to be served? Some of the things include marking with urine. So some animals, some rabbits, will mark their cages, mostly for males. They'll mark their cages with urine, and at this point you will know that I think this one is actually ready to either mate or to be mated. Another thing is mounting objects. When you see a rabbit mounting on objects, that's for the male, you'll definitely know that he's ready. And they say some of these characteristics do apply to the females as well. There is also aggressiveness and territoriality. Now, rabbits are territorial or animals, yes, and they can get a bit aggressive sometimes. The moment you realize that, mostly during among the females, you then know that it's ready to be actually to be served to the male. Now, another thing that we are going to look at or experience here is to show you how actually that entire process is done. So stick around, don't lose hope. I'm going to show you at the tail end of this particular video. Another thing that shows you that a rabbit is actually ready to be served, the restlessness. It usually continues in motion, running up and down, among many other things. So once you do that, you will definitely know that it's actually on heat and it needs to be served, or it needs to be it needs to serve. I think that's the right word to use. Another aspect that I didn't talk about when it comes to the male, males are a bit territorial. You wouldn't want to move the male to the female cage. No, it's the reverse way actually. You move the females to the male's cage, because then it will feel a bit secure and territorial. Otherwise, if you do the reverse, it may not do anything for you. So how long does it take? For example, here now I want to show you a couple of videos on how this process is actually done. How long does it take? It has no process, like it has no time that, okay, let me wait for 10 minutes, let me wait for 20 minutes. Sometimes you serve your rabbit immediately. When you notice this, you definitely know that it has gotten, or it has been made pregnant. One thing for sure is that when you put your female rabbit in the male rabbit, this is what will happen. As you can see in those particular videos, the male is doing its best. Now, how do you know it has been successful in releasing some of the semens into the female? It will definitely fall like that. Now, you need to be very specific here, or I need to be very specific here. When it comes to rabbitry, if it doesn't fall like the way it has fallen, please be sure that it has not been successful. You should see at least 3 falls. Every time you put your rabbit there, be there and monitor at least 3 falls. If you see 3 falls during morning, make sure you take it back in the night just to confirm, okay? Just to be so sure. So in the evening, if it had 3 in the morning, 3 in the evening, please go back, sit and relax. It is already pregnant and it's going to give you kids. For those of you who didn't watch how to tell if your rabbit is pregnant, you can click on that link or go to the description or go to the comment section. I've pinned that particular link so that you're able to also know when to tell if your rabbit is actually pregnant. So I think and I hope that this particular video has been helpful to some of you. What didn't you understand? Please go into the comment section and I'll be more than glad to actually respond to that. Now, one of the things that I also do is I help farmers in terms of breeding their rabbits. Yes, you can have a session on your farm. Say, for example, today you want to mate 20 rabbits. I can come around and we carry out that process and we see that everything is successful so that at least by the end of the month, you're very sure of rabbit kits, because that is how you succeed in the rabbit business. It's usually the game of numbers. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Dennis Duke, and from the rest of the Duke's Farm family, we love you so much. Until then, it's a goodbye.